Anderson TV is here today with Mayor Broderick, and you are here with your staff and your team from the City of Anderson, and we're talking about a very important subject. Now, as you can see behind us, we've got some very tall grass. Tell us a little bit about what you have been working on.
Okay, well, thank you, Darla. Appreciate you guys coming out and being with us. Yeah, I'm here today with several members of the administration. With me is Dick Sims, and here, and at the end, Jack Keesley, members of the Board of Works. And also I've got Willie DeHart, who's a foreman with the Anderson Street Department. And also we have Todd Fisher, who's our building commissioner in town. And then these gentlemen sitting over here, who are standing over here, we might pan over and get them in a minute, are the folks that are really doing the real hard work out here. And we appreciate everything you guys are doing. So thank you so very much for what you guys do. As you know, obviously we're here in the middle of June, it's June 15th, and we of course have had a lot of rain, and like you said, we have a lot of grass growing, we have weeds growing throughout the community in different places, and we've trying to make a commitment this year to do everything we can possibly do to keep the grass mowed and keep the weeds down as best as we reasonably can. Of course, it's a big city. There's a lot of properties. There's a lot of, unfortunately, abandoned properties that going back several years ago were abandoned as a result of foreclosures and so forth. And so we work hard to try to keep those properties cleaned up and cleared up as best as we reasonably can. And so what we've done is we've assembled this team, and with the help of our hardworking city workers, we're going out, and I just wanted to let folks know a few of the things that we are doing, and also let them know some things they can do to help us keep the city in a good condition. What we are presently doing is we are out, we're doing things with regards to mowing of weeds, particularly with respect to abandoned properties. This would be properties where no one's living. Sometimes they're empty lots. Sometimes they're places with structures on them, but that there's no one living there any longer. Those particular properties, if they get to a certain depth of height, we will go out and mow those. We are also at the same time trying to locate owners of those properties when we can, to get those folks to mow their own property, which is obviously what they should be doing. But if they're not doing that, then rather than to let it grow up and become problematic for neighbors because of mosquitoes and things like that, we go ahead and get it knocked down. At the same time, Todd is working with his code enforcement folks, going out and citing individuals who are letting it get out of hand. And this is particularly true, again, of folks that are not necessarily in the community. People that have moved out of the area, maybe a corporation, a bank that still owns the property. We get with them to try to make them do, again, what they're supposed to be doing. In addition to mowing those lots, and sometimes we're also out, as you know, like behind us here, we have a property that we're in the process of trying to acquire to be able to take down the structure. We have some properties through our blight elimination program that we're taking down. I'm not sure what number we're at now, Todd, about what do we have? Would you say?
There's over 50 this year that we're working on.
50 this year that we're working on. We had a total of 70 approximately, and taking into account all of our types of demolitions leading up to that point. So we're approaching well over 100 properties that we've taken down in a little over 2.5 years. So pretty substantial number, a lot of red tape you have to go through to do that, but again, it's an effort to try to clean up these properties. Once we take down those properties, we're acquiring those lots then, and we're putting them to a separate corporation that the city controls, and then we're taking those properties and trying to get them back into the hands of property owners, such as maybe a next door neighbor that wants a larger lot, maybe Habitat for Humanity wants to build a new home on it, something like that. But we got to get the properties first, get them cleaned down. They're knocked down and then cleaned up. But again, in the meantime, we still have weeds and grass growing, so we got to do something about that. So that's why we're out doing it. We just wanted to showcase for folks will know what we are doing. In addition to that, we obviously have our roads and streets and sidewalks that we all see. We drive down the street, we see the weeds and stuff growing up, and obviously it seems like weeds grow better than anything else, right? We all know that.
I think they do.
Right. So what we do is we have 4 different crews out right now working, and what those 4 crews will be doing is we will have 3 crews that'll be out mowing lots and so forth, like we're talking about. We also then have a crew that works on medians to keep the medians, try to get them in decent order. And then we have crews out working on spraying. We'll have 2 crews out working spraying weeds along the medians, and hopefully the spray that we're using, these folks have been trained to do it in an environmentally safe way. But when these weeds are sprayed, then it'll keep them down for the rest of the season is what the goal is. We have some weed whipping going on too, but the problem with the weed whipping is, of course, stuff comes back
Right.
up. And then in addition to that, you may see some folks out. We have one crew out that are actually burning with propane tanks, and they're burning the weeds. I know you'll see some footage if you haven't already on this program that shows that it does have an immediate effect and kills the plant at the roots. So it's just different ways to try to approach the problem. But I couldn't do it without the work and the help that these guys are doing. Dick takes care of making sure and riding herd and working together with the balance of our team to make sure that the weed part of this and the grass part of it's taken care of. And Jack's working closely with us to make sure that we have our blighted properties taken care of, all in conjunction, again, with the building commissioner's office and the street department. And we appreciate everything they do. And again, everything you guys do, because you're the ones that really are putting the sweat into it. We never consider it a complaint. If somebody calls and says, hey, we've got this problem, that problem, we consider it information. And if we get that information, then we can act on it. And so don't feel uncomfortable about calling. If you do call, don't feel like you're making a complaint. You're really just being our eyes and ears, and you're letting us know, where you see a problem, and then you let us know. And if it's something that we legally can attend to and get to, we will do that. There's no reason why we won't.
And I should add that they can very easily register a concern on the website, cityofanderson.com. They can go to the upper right-hand corner. There's a tab that says Report a Concern. They can fill in the form. It's very quick and easy and very user-friendly, so they can do that as well.
That's exactly right. And whenever we get that, we have folks that monitor that all day long. And whenever we get that, then the person that sees that sends it off to the proper department that's in charge of taking care of that issue. And that goes along. We're not talking about potholes, but we can for a minute. It goes along with potholes too.
Right.
You see something like that, again, our street department, we have crews out working on that as well, actually as we speak. And again, we can't do them all at one time, but you let us know about them, we'll get them fixed. We are in the process of doing a substantial amount of paving as well right now, both using street department as well as contract workers. And so that's going on too throughout the summer. So when you drive around, you'll see some of those changes happening, and hopefully you'll see that they're good changes. At the same time, do drive around carefully when you're around our workers, because it is dangerous out there when they're out walking around and working near the public as they drive through. The other thing I just simply ask that you do, to the extent that you reasonably can, is take care of the property out in front of your own house. Remember that the easements, where the sidewalks are, is really your property. The easement is just something that allows us legally to put in a sidewalk, to run infrastructure underneath the ground and so forth, but it actually belongs to you. And so it's really your responsibility as homeowners to mow that front part of your lot, whether or not you're a business or you're a homeowner. That's what you need to do to help keep the community clean too, because as taxpayers, none of us really want to be paying for mowing somebody else's yard. But on the other hand, we want to have a good, clean community, and that's why we're doing the things we're doing.
Right, and we also have the street sweepers out as well. We can't forget those. Those are running through all the neighborhoods. They have a monthly schedule, and this schedule comes out on social media and the website. You'll be able to track all that.
And that runs through our water pollution control department. They're out. In fact, they are actually overseeing the spraying portion of this too. And that has also been done with the oversight and training by Greg Spencer, who is licensed by the state to oversee the spraying of chemicals to make sure that it's done safely, and he's associated with the park department, but also the folks out at the water pollution, Nara Manor, our superintendent, and Rick Greiner, all oversee that street sweeping process as well as the spraying process. And like you said, folks can look it up on the website and see where we're going to be next. Again, if you see something in your area that needs attended to, just put it on the website, and we'll make sure that, again, the folks involved have that information so they can attend to it.
Well, this is a wonderful, comprehensive summer plan for for all of the needs of the city, and so we're grateful.
Well, we appreciate that. And again, it couldn't be done without the hard workers of the folks of the city, but it also couldn't be done without the citizens who, again, are our eyes and ears. And we just ask that they feel free to get on that website. Also, they can call and up to the city hall, and they can call through the mayor's office if you'd like, 648-6000, and let us know what you see or what you think needs to be done, and we'll pass it along to the right people.
you.